right, welcome in. How are you? How are you today?
Good, good. Thanks for having
Good.
me on. I'm excited to be on here.
Absolutely. I know it's your first podcast of the year. It's February, it's Valentine's Day, so hopefully you're having a blessed day so far.
Yeah, happy Valentine's Day.
Yes, 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 yes. So I was before we got on, I was like reading your bio and I was just going through different things. Dude, you have like a interesting life. You're an investor, you travel hack, which I'm very excited to hear about, and I'm sure the audience wants to hear more about that. Or you're a mom, and of course, you're an investor in OC. So tell us more about that. Let's jump into it.
Yeah, so I started a real estate investment firm called Remray Equity, and it's been about 2 years now. And I'm a full-time real estate investor. So I do some residential custom development. I'm building a custom luxury home in Newport Beach right now. And I do investing into commercial. So I work with busy professionals and busy working people to invest into real estate passively. So people that don't have time to do spend the time being a landlord and all that to manage their rentals. So I help them invest and just get some mailbox money. So we invest into apartments mainly, and then I'm going into and widening my scope and investing into mobile home parks this year.
Nice. I heard those pay pretty well. Like, I mean, I don't know the actual gist of it. I haven't had anybody on that talks about mobile home parks yet, so I'll be excited to have you on once you've done that. But wow, you're doing did you acquire land and did you do a full development, or were you doing a rehab on that house in Newport?
So it's literally 100-year-old original beach bungalow, steps away from the oceanfront in Newport Beach.
Nice.
And it's 99 years old actually. So built in 1926. It's
Wow.
super tiny. It's a one bedroom. But we're gonna turn that into a 5 bedroom, 5 bath with a rooftop and it'll have a nice view of Newport Beach. Yeah.
Wow, talking about an upgrade. That's crazy. So how much square foot was the land? Was it a good piece of land?
Well, the bungalow is 922 square feet. So we're
Yeah.
building up. I mean, everything at the beach, if you look at the houses at coastal Newport Beach, everything is a rectangle,
Mm. Okay.
very, very thin, like narrow
Yeah, yeah.
houses,
That
small
makes sense.
lots. So we're building up. It'll be 3 stories, and we're turning that 922 square feet into, somewhere around 2,800 square feet with the rooftop.
Wow. So you're just gonna stack 900, 900, 900?
Yeah, it's gonna be in a lot of houses now these days by the coast are being stacked, like, they're building higher, so there'll be, like, 3 floors and then a deck. So, I mean, when
Wow.
you gotta work with the space that you have and maximize the best use of it, right?
Yeah,
So,
what's the highest and best use?
highest
100%.
and best use, exactly, that's what I was trying to say.
I know something, I guess. That's cool. That's actually really cool. That I'm wondering like what's the I mean if you're not if you want to share you can like what's a return on something like that like estimated, right? You probably saw it like okay, we can acquire this, we expect to get this. Would you be able to share that or no? I mean, I don't know, it's up to you.
So we bought it for 2.2 mil, and,
Wow.
that doesn't get you very much in Newport Beach, apparently. Newport
Yeah.
Beach, if you don't know, is one of the most expensive cities in the US. So,
Yeah.
we hope to more than double that when we're done. Just
Oh yeah, easily.
like
I mean,
yeah.
construction costs are definitely not going to be 2.2 mil. So I mean, you should be
Yeah,
good. Your
yeah.
square
So when
footage.
we're done, I'll be happy to go over all the details and all the numbers, so
Yeah, I'm excited to hear more
it'll
about
take us a
that.
year. Yeah, it'll take us a year to finish.
That's exciting. Like I've always wanted like development is something that intrigues me. Like I know we talked about it, like business acquisition and development is something that intrigues me as well. Cause I feel like the margins are really good on that.
Yes, it definitely is good margins. It is definitely for not the faint of heart. I mean, it's you are basically, like, flipping versus, like, developing something new. You can be in maybe, like, a fix and flip and be out in a couple months, right? But development
Yeah.
is a commitment of it's gonna take, like, at least 2 years, right? So 18 months to 2 years to get through the permitting process with the city, and then a year to build. So, it's definitely a commitment, and without, at that time, getting any cash flow. So if you can commit to that and then wait for the big return in the end, then, it's worth it for sure.
No, 100%. I think if whenever I decide to go into that, I'll probably go. It'll have to be so like a lot of units. So it'll probably be part of a syndication. We'll get a lot of investors in there and just get a nice piece of land, nice piece of land that where we can just subdivide all the parcels. So it'll be pretty cool. But one day, that's a future project. So that's pretty cool. I love that. So what's your as far as you being an investor, what's like your primary like target, or like what opportunities do you look for the most when you're in the investor area? I know you said commercial somewhat. I know you talked about residential. So what's your like favorite part or piece?
So I am right now looking for, apartments, like 50 to 100 units, out of state, not in California, just because California is, I mean, people do invest in California, but it is more expensive price per door, and then there's more, as far as rentals goes, more legal tenant
Yeah.
favorable laws for a landlord. So,
Yeah, that's that blue state versus red state type thing. So I get
yeah,
it.
exactly. Yeah, so I'm looking at places like Kansas City, Columbus, Ohio, um, and, it's a different mentality, going for, I think a lot of people start off in single family rentals, and then they make their
Yeah.
way into, but to me, it just made sense to jump into large apartment investing because of economies of scale, right? So,
I was about to say that. So someone on the last episode literally used that. She's like, "I love economies of scale." They broke it down. So what is your definition of economies of scale?
I mean, so it's basically reducing your risk, right? So if you think of it as you have one single family rental, you have you're a landlord, right? And you're
Yeah.
renting a house and that person moves out, then you've lost rent for the entire time for one person for your house. If you have an apartment building that's 50 units, I mean, one person moving out for a month, it's not gonna affect you as much because you still have income from the 49 other units being rented, right? So, it's reducing your risk, um, that's the major thing of it.
No, it makes sense. I mean, I think that billionaires talk about it best. It's like how do we, increase our wealth is by a lot of the equation is reducing your risk. And when you're talking economies of scale, you're going from, 1 to 50. It's like, okay, do I want to buy it at 7-Eleven or do I want to buy things at Sam's Club? Right. I mean, when you get that wholesale pricing, everything's cheaper per door. So as far as like what metric are you using? So like I'm thinking someone who maybe they know a little bit, maybe somebody doesn't know anything at all. What metric are you using when you're trying to acquire these doors? Is it a per door cost? Is it cash on cash return? Is it I want to cash flow a certain amount? Is it I want to find, I want to know that I can rehab and acquire the property at 50%? Like what is that metric?
Yeah, so what I'm looking for is a little bit of value add just because, I'm out of state and it'll be easier to manage,
Mhm.
but I'm looking for, yes, some cash on cash. I'm looking for, a what it's gonna look like in 5 years when I decide to sell. Can I build in some value there that I have enough equity? I mean, it is can I build in value where in 5 years, I'm gonna make some equity off of that, right? So,
Nice. What's a
um
good number for you? Is it a number or a percentage for you? Like some people are like, I just want to make 40K profit. And some people are like, I want to just make 40% in this period of time. Like, what is your thing?
Yeah, like, like, when I do a lot of underwriting, right? So I underwrite every day, and I'm looking at things like at least, 15% IRR,
Okay.
like internal rate of return,
And
and then
what
depending
is
on
that real
the
quick?
property,
What's 15? What's IRR?
internal rate of return. So,
Gotcha.
um, and then, I mean, it depends on the property too, right? So if I'm looking at like a mobile home park, I'm looking at things like the cap rate and um, what the spread between what the interest rate right now, what am I buying it for, and what the cap rate I'm buying it for, you know?
Cap rate. That's good. That's good stuff. So if you guys don't know what that means, ChatGPT, guys, cap
I
rate and
know.
IRR is a good
ChatGPT
metric.
is seriously, it's a game changer. Like, I use it every single day, and it's, even when I'm just looking at markets, like what's a good market, I mean, it's picking a good market to buy in is like, you should be using data for sure, like,
Data.
data, yeah. I mean, numbers don't lie, and so if you're trying to figure out what market to buy in, and I think that's a question that a lot of people ask, like, "How do you know what's a good market to buy in?" And for apartments, I'm looking at things like, has there been population growth? Has what's the economy look like? Has there, many multiple industries in there? What's the median income of the area? You know, there's
I
all
think
these
there's
different
a good
points.
chance for us to use ChatGPT. So if somebody is wanting to get an apartment, what are the key metrics to analyze in a marketplace if I'd like to get into apartment investing? So I think that's like, but I think that's a good thing for people to see. And hey, look at you. Number
Yeah,
one thing, population growth, job growth, the employment trends, right? Income affordability, supply and demand is really good because that's going to talk about like appreciation. I think appreciation will come a lot from that. So yeah, guys, screenshot that. Make sure you guys keep watching this episode, and let's keep on moving.
yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, before I would look at all these different websites, people would say, look at bestplaces.net, go to the census, Google. And that would take me for like each city would take me forever. And now I just go to
Mhm.
ChatGPT. I've written like my own custom GPT to give me all the specific
Yeah,
data points, and then boom, and it takes me like 1 minute.
it already knows. You've already programmed it. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
exactly. So make sure you guys are programming your chat GPTs and know what it is that your mind is thinking. What are you looking for? So that's super solid. So you're looking at IRR, cap rate, value add. Of course, value add is like one of the top things I hear from basically every single guest that I've had on this show. That's either investing in STRs, residential or commercial. Like value add is their biggest thing because they want to buy it and be able to um I don't want to say force appreciation, but add value to it and maybe get it at 60% on the dollar. So that way they can, get that get that money back out. A lot of people like to burr too. So do you do burrs with can you do burrs with apartments or no? I don't even know if you can do that. I don't think so, right? Or can you?
I mean, it's kinda like Burr on a larger scale, right? So
You
I mean,
can.
you're
Okay.
doing a value add, I mean, you're basically going in and, um, fi do fixing putting in new kitchens or, fixing the interior painting, and then, um, if you have a good deal, you can cash out do a refinance, like, in year 2 or something.
Nice. I'm just thinking about like, for example, $3 million. You acquire at 3 million, it's worth 6. It takes you 1 million to fix up. Let's say what's 80%? I mean, 80% of 6, that's what is 80% of say, that's 48. So you'd have about 800, I think, right? You'd have 800K that you could probably pull out and then pay back to investors. And then you get the investors out of if 800K was the investor money. I'm
Yeah.
just thinking about, I don't know.
Yes, that's how yeah, exactly, that's how it works.
Oh, very cool. That's
Mhm.
interesting. We learn something new every day, guys. So very cool. Um, you know what? Most people don't talk about IRR. Like I wrote this down and I'm like, I haven't seen this in a lot of my episodes. So that's basically the number where if I put 100K today, my first year maybe I make 10K. The next year I'm going to make a little bit more because I've paid down debt. Or what's that number kind of represent? And like, what does that mean to you, IRR?
Um, it's just a metric used to, um let's see. Sorry, I'm gonna read to you the exact definition 'cause it's what the net present value of all cash flows equal to 0 in a discounted cash flow analysis. That is easily understandable.
Yeah, because I was
It
reading it
takes
on
it takes into
ChatGPT.
account the time value of money. So,
Okay,
yeah.
that
So
makes
what
sense.
is yeah.
It makes sense. I read it on ChatGPT, and it was basically like, if you put 100 today, you'll have 10, and then you'll have 20, then you'll have 30, and it just increases over time. So that was an interesting metric. I don't see a lot of who using that metric, or maybe I just haven't been aware of it. So that was pretty interesting. So, anyways, um, I kind of want to go into travel hacks. Like that
That's
sounds
like
really interesting. So
one of
tell
my
me more.
favorite topics. I l
Okay.
So if you don't
So
know
tell me.
what travel hacking is, it's basically, um, f figuring out the system to travel for free,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of it is based on using, like, the rewards you get from, say, your credit card or your loyalty program from
Okay.
traveling. And so I've been able to travel to some amazing places, in some really great, resorts for free, basically. And, you get and figuring out how to get travel and fly for free as well. And so yeah, I mean, I think I've literally traveled probably at least 50,000 for free at minimum. Um
Wow.
Using and accumulating, like, points on credit cards, and no, I'm not in a lot of debt, by the way. Important the important thing is to pay off your credit card, but, having a business, so say you're a fix and flipper or
Okay.
you need to pay off some contractors, um, why not get a business credit card, and that will give you a good sign-up bonus, say it gives you, like, 100,000 points.
Okay.
And then you can use that to book a stay, at a nice resort. So, um, yeah, I've been able to, since I've been doing that, I've been able to travel, and have most of my vacations free. So, next week I'm going to Oaxaca, uh,
Wow.
with my kids on vacation, and for the majority of that is free. Our hotel is free through Marriott. And in April, I'm going to travel with my husband for our 10-year anniversary to Japan, and
Nice.
a
Congratulations.
majority of
That's
that is
exciting.
free. Thanks, yeah. Yeah, a majority of
So,
that is free, staying at, like, Waldorf Astoria or, some nice
dude, that's
places,
big
and
time. So I want to talk strategy around that. Like, so I get that so you go get a card, right? Let's say it's giving you 100,000. All right. Um, it gives you the bonus, and then that 100,000. Do you take that transferred into like a sapphire, or you're just using it on that specific card?
so, the card that you get like the Sapphire card, for example,
Okay.
you have like an example, you have the Chase Sapphire card, which is a great travel card, and you get ultimate rewards for that. Those credit card points can transfer to many different partners, so many different airlines and many different hotels. And my favorite is like Hyatt, so it has a good transfer ratio, and then you can book some amazing places from that. But when you have a business, it's like, why wouldn't you? You know, because a lot of these business credit cards will give you 0% interest for the first year. So, for example, a lot of the Chase cards give you 0% interest for the first year to use that towards, you know, your projects, your maybe your fix and flip projects. And at the same time, you can use those points to travel for free. So,
Nice.
you know, you're paying yourself back in a nice way, getting 0% interest, funding your project, and then you're staying at my favorite is going to Miraval. I've been there like 5 times, like, for free.
Yeah. So you're acquiring a card, you're getting 100,000 points, you're going on a trip, you're paying it off. So are you keeping the card because there's like an annual fee, or are we moving on to something else, canceling it, or what happens to the card after you use the points? I'm assuming
So you
some
keep
card.
it for at least a year because you don't wanna be canceling all your credit cards and, you
Yeah.
know, like, all at one time. So you keep it for at least a year, and then if there is an annual fee, you, like, downgrade it to maybe, like, a free card that has no annual fee, and then you can just keep it open and not use
Mm,
it,
that's
you
the
know?
trick. So you're downgrading it to a
You're
free card, then you don't have the annual fees on it anymore. Okay, that makes more sense now.
Yeah, yeah.
I was
So,
wondering,
yeah.
like, dude, you're gonna have like a freaking 100 cards. Like, how are you gonna maintain the annual, or you're gonna have to cancel them?
Yeah, you can downgrade them, and then, you know, you're not paying for the annual fee, and then you'll just have that credit card in your album, your credit card
Yeah.
album.
Okay. Very cool. So, is there like so you're acquiring a few at a time? You're keeping them. Are you canceling any of them at any time or no?
I mostly keep them all open.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Very
yeah, I
cool.
just keep them open.
Keep them open. That's super cool.
But
And then
I don't use all of them, you know, I just mainly have 1 active card or 2 active cards that I keep track of. And then on top of that, you kind of, learn some cards give you a better ratio of when you actually are spending during the day,
yeah,
so, you know, you might wanna use a certain card for travel. When you book your travel, you get 2 times the points, or when you go eat out, you might get 3 times the points, or when you go shop at, you know, Staples, you get 5 times the points buying your office supplies. So then when you learn that, then you can exponentially increase the amount of points that you're getting.
yeah. Very cool. So how many points do you think that I don't know, like how many points do you get a year for free? Like is there do you I don't know if you track it.
What's that?
How many points do you get a year, or like do you track any like how many like
I
what's
have a
a good amount of
spreadsheet.
points?
I have a spreadsheet.
Oh wow. Okay. Did you
Yeah,
get that
but,
from somebody else or did you make it yourself?
you know, I think I took like an online course somewhere, a free online course somewhere. I have to find it, but yeah, there's whole systems and there's whole Facebook groups on this thing. Like people are doing this, like travel hacking and sharing
That
how they book like their round the world trips for X amount of points and how they're able to do that. So,
yeah, no, it's pretty cool. I feel like if I don't know, I want to say if I had more time, I'd probably do that. But I'm like, all right, I need to understand the logistics a little bit more for me to want to do it. But the downgrading of cards makes a lot of sense. Like that
mm.
makes more sense now because some people told me to cancel. They're like, whatever, you lose like a point or two, but you get the 12 months of interest free. So I thought that was a little bit different what you just said. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and, I think and a question that people often ask me is, like, if when you have so many and you apply for X amount of cards to use, does your credit card score go down? I think and the answer is no, my credit is still great, and I think it's even better now, even if I have a book of credit cards.
Yeah, you just have 300 credit cards just hanging out.
Well, not 300, but
That's funny. So, no, you're
have a
good,
few.
you're good. So no, very cool. Thank you for, sharing that. I think the biggest nugget was just downgrading, right? After you whatever it is, 5,000 to, hit your mark, or 10,000, or whatever the mark is. So that's super interesting. I'm definitely gonna take that forward, because now that I understand it, I'm probably gonna have to ask, like, is it, how do I, is there a process of downgrading? So,
No,
do
it's
you
really easy.
downgrade at month 12, or when do you downgrade?
Once you hit that year mark, you could just downgrade and be like, and then ask for your annual fee back, and so you don't have to be paying that annual fee.
Okay, I
They'll
wasn't sure if you
reimburse
did it
you.
before the annual fee.
Yeah,
So what
yeah.
is there, like, a remark if you do it before?
Um, I think it. Mm, I'm not sure, but I think that it like might affect your credit if you start canceling all your credit cards before,
Well, not
like
cancel,
after
but what I
home.
mean, like downgrade before the years comes.
No, I think it should be fine. It should be fine.
Okay. After I
Yeah.
use the points, we're downgrading. Yeah, sorry guys. That was awesome. Thank you guys for the 100,000 points. I am now going to become a bronze member. I'm going to copper, so I don't know. Whatever is the starter level. Give me the prepaid one. So very cool. Now I also saw that you invest her. Oh wait, that was the other thing I'll talk about. The equity fund. I wanted to get back into that. So for something like that, you're leading it, you're acquiring all of the investors. How are you going out and getting them
Um, oh, do you mean sorry.
for
Oh,
your
equity.
Ray equity?
Oh, okay. So you're talking about, syndications now.
Yes.
So I have been a part of a few syndications over the past few years, and, um, it's, reaching out through family and friends, networking, um, do posting on socials. Um, there's a whole system to capital raising, if that's what you're
Yeah.
asking.
No, I mean, you're all good. I'm just curious. Some
Referral
people like
referrals
go
are a
on.
big thing. Referrals, like because when people invest and they, if especially if they don't know you, trust is a big thing, right?
Yeah.
So, referrals are a big thing. Have a good if you if you have a good investment and the numbers are good, people will be drawn to that. But, at the same time, they don't know you and they need to trust you before giving you their money. And the biggest one is like, well, Rich, Rich, you have a good investment with me and you're making really great passive income. So
Who else do you know?
you're gonna refer Tom to me and Tom's gonna be like, yeah, here's Rich is getting a good return. So um word of mouth, basically. Word of mouth is a great one. But being on podcasts and putting yourself out there and building trust is another. So,
Nice. Very cool. Yeah, that all makes sense. Yeah, relationships, and then just doing good job for one person. Usually you go get more. So yeah, I hear different things like Facebook groups, or, I don't know, portfolios or friends. So I always like to ask a question. So very cool. Well, dang. I mean, you poured in a lot of value today. So like you talked about apartments. You talked about your Newport Beach project, travel hacking. So, man, I really appreciate you coming on today. But yeah, until next time, I definitely want to have you on after you've acquired, or after you finish the Newport project, and then I want to hear more about your apartments on the
yeah,
next
I'll
one.
definitely share all the numbers and all the details and I'll bring some nice pictures too,
Dude, that's
before and
super exciting.
afters.
So, anything you want, if they want to find you, where can they find you at?
I'm on Instagram and you can see Dear No X2 or LinkedIn. You can just find me Dear No Remray Equity. Please reach out,
Yeah.
DM. I'd love to chat.
Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, guys, make sure you guys give a follow on Instagram, reach out on LinkedIn, and get part of those projects. Like, she's crushing it. I mean, you're talking big numbers, Newport Beach apartments, and just equity funds. Like, most people can't even comprehend like half of. They're like, what? So you're crushing it. So I just want to acknowledge you for that. So thank you so much for being on
Thanks,
here,
Rich.
and can't wait to have you on the next one. So thank you.
Thank you.